Get the Sumi ink in here.
All right, we're live.
Okay.
And we have
Hello,
Becky
hello.
and Cindy joining us so far. Hello, hello.
Let's see if that does anything.
You've got autofocus on.
Oh
The epitome of evil.
no! Oh, this thing.
Yeah, I can tell because it's going trying to focus you.
Because it's a white page.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, guys.
Hi, Andrea. People are rolling in. Today we are going to play on some small canvases. If you guys didn't know, in Art Joy of Sharing, our theme this month is hashtag AJOS Adorn, which would be mostly like kind of blingy things and adding blingy things, but also could just be, putting together some stuff and hanging it on your walls. Excuse me. To adorn your life. So another possibility could be hashtag bling it on. We were talking about that last week, but I'm not really going to go blingy, but we are doing small canvases. This is well, that's a good question. It is, it might help if I turned it the right way, 8 by 10. This is an 8 by 10 wrapped canvas panel from Artist Loft, which I think is probably Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Michael's, I think. And I was going to do some collage because that's what I feel like doing today. That's what I feel like doing every day. But I was sorting all through my papers, and then we're like, oh, it's time to go live. So that's what happened. So what are you doing today, Peg?
And I was experimenting with stuff
Uh-huh.
like I usually do. I have this Sumi ink that's like a golden black. We get into this chat room behind the scenes, and then we start talking about all this stuff that's art related, and we forget what the heck we're doing. So we were talking
I
about filling
distracted her.
pens, and so I went and got one of these water brushes, and I was going to fill it with my Sumi ink, and yeah, okay,
That's what happened. I said
that
to her,
happened.
I said, my wish, if I could have anything I wanted right now, would be to have this Pentel pocket brush, which I'm absolutely in love with, but only comes in black India ink. My wish would be that I could get one in like a sepia and one in a Payne's gray. And she's like, oh, well. So then we started taking them apart and figuring out if we could refill the cartridge, figuring out how. And then she's like, well, I have this Sumi ink and I have all these water brushes that I've been doing with watercolor. Let me just, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
I
happened.
did, I honestly, I ordered a whole bunch of water brushes that came in a set, and then they came with these big, thick ones too. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like when I want to do a watercolor background now, I've got these big tipped pens, and I just, I put the color in there and get it loaded up, and
Yeah.
so now I've got a nice broad brush for watercolor that, if I can get it to get down to the bristles here. So that's one of the things I was doing this week, was getting some brushes loaded with all of this yummy color, right? Yummy color. The
Yummy color
watercolor.
is yummy.
So as long as I was filling brushes, I decided I'd fill a bunch of them. So I want to say hi to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We got Cindy and Andrea and Peggy and Carla and Marie. And am I missing anybody? Shell and I and Becky. Hey, hello, peoples.
It is time to party.
So I started out a little early. Okay, I was playing around, and I started with several surfaces. This one I actually picked up with Carla when I was out in North Carolina at Jerry's Artorama. We went to this really cool, like, secondhand used art store. And so I picked up this board there because it was like a 6x6 board, and what it is, I think, is some flooring. It's like this, right? And I just, put some black gesso on it. Well, not black gesso. We had this discussion this morning too. I put some Deco Art black gesso on, which is really gray.
Mm-hmm.
And, first I sanded it, put that on, and then I put some different inks on, or paints on there, which are Deco Art media paints. And then, you know how it is when you start going through your stash of stuff? Yesterday, I was talking to Cindy, and we were talking about tissue paper because neither one of us were happy with the tissue paper that we had, or the, what we were using to stamp on and do this sort of thing with. Well, I was rummaging through my shelves looking for I wanted some crackle medium or some weathered wood or something this morning. Couldn't find that, but I ran into this box of stuff from when I was still working. And it turned out to be these really cool pieces. I was part of the whole graduation process for kids. So I have these pieces that they were throwing away because they were changing the type of diploma, and they had boxes of this stuff. So I grabbed some. So I've got this, it's almost like Duralar plastic that we put over their diploma. So I've got all this plastic, and then I've got all this tissue that separates them. And that's the tissue that I used on here. Guess what? It disappears pretty good. So I don't have to go out and buy tissue paper either. I'm happy with the stuff that was salvaged and in my cupboard.
And you'd forgotten it was even there.
I'd forgotten it was there because, I haven't been in that cupboard for a while, but I was looking for stuff that I couldn't find, and, it just goes like that. I know. So anyway, I'm kind of like Shell. Yesterday I was gel printing. And as I was gel printing, I decided, well, I needed to set some papers and things aside because, I love to do collage too. And so I'm going to put this aside to dry because, I like to work between multiple surfaces. So I've got a clay board here that I was prepping with the same colors that I was using on this one. This one, I just took a dry brush and brushed across. This one, I kind of took a stiff brush and stippled, just stippled the background on there. And so even though it's the same colors, the background looks a little bit different depending on your brush stroke and what you're doing. And then what I thought I was going to use today, which I still may do quite a bit on, were these panels. These are clayboard panels from Ampersand. I get these flat clayboard panels. They're 6x6. And I like to use these for, because they frame up really nicely. They make good gifts. So, and you get like 4 in the pack, I think. So, they're relatively inexpensive. And what I was doing was I took several of these and I started just by sketching out, okay? So here you can see I was sketching kind of an abstract, and it can go any way, because it's abstract. It could go whatever way you want to put it on here. And I was using the pencils from Jerry's Artarama. These big chunky ones that I love, right?
They're awesome. I love those too.
Yeah, and they come in different colors. I've got, I think this one I did in this brown, and I did one in a black, and but so I drew out some designs. Well, I'm also thinking about the holidays. And you know, I like my quirky birds. Happy discoveries. Absolutely. I love them too.
You guys need to lay down.
Some
You
more
don't
Christmas
stop being
ornaments. Those
jerks.
sound good. But, you know, with an abstract, like I took this board and I was just taking a Stabilo and I started drawing on here, and then I thought, you know, I should collage on this instead. And I started thinking about where I wanted to break up my board, right? So I have divided out these two different sets of paper from yesterday. I've got this kind of pink tone stuff, and I've got the blue greens. Looks like I'm into blue greens today. What do you guys think? What colors do you like?
I have an obsession today, which I am going to fulfill. It is going to be olive greenish with bright orange red,
Oh, I love olive green.
like green gold and light olive green, those type of tones. But I'm starting out with neutrals. So I've got a whole bunch of different neutrals that I'm filling this in with.
Yeah.
Which is my plan. It's my big plan.
I think on this one, I'm going to take some of these papers and I'm going to get them collaged down so that they can start to dry, and then I can move on to another piece. But I need to tear some of these pages down a little bit. I've got some that have some neutral in it, like this. And I got out some, you know, some black and white checker. I've got some printed material. So we'll just see. This is pretty. This is a napkin. You know, so I've got an assortment of stuff here. So let me just start tearing some of this down and getting it glued on.
It's a good plan. It's kind of what I did.
That's a good way to go, as always, right?
Yep. Is that transition enough, or should I put another one in there? I think I should put another one in there.
Yeah, you know, the water pens. Now, the water pens you're not going to ruin if you're just using a watercolor medium in it, you know, like a watercolor ink or something like that, because there's no binder in it that's going to, you know, be a problem.
Exactly. I think that we started that whole journey last week in the green room. We're like, well, what could we put in it? Well, it would be super nice to have something that's permanent, or, you know, whatever. And would it be India ink? Well, we can't do acrylic ink because that would get clogged up in the valve because it's plasticky. But you could use India ink, or you could use watercolor. Yeah. That was last week's discussion, and then this week, I guess we continued on kind of the same discussion, only this time we were talking about the pocket brush. I love that pocket brush.
Yeah, well, you guys know I love these brushes that have watercolor in them, right? And I bought some new, I was at Dick Blick this week. I was splurging and going out and, you know, wearing my mask and keeping my distance, but I was going to Dick Blick, come hell or high water. And I got some fluid watercolors from Doc Martin. Concentrated.
Yeah, concentrated watercolors.
Yeah.
For those brushes. Perfect.
So I'm going to fill some more brushes, and then I had ordered a whole bunch of, because you can get these in sets. I'd ordered a whole bunch of watercolor reservoir brushes to fill with those different things. And that's where all of these big ones came from, because when you buy the set, you also get these big ones. So I thought, well, that's great because, you know, when you're painting a background, these are great for brushing on a background. So I just had fun with that.
You know, I think the week before we were talking about, or maybe it was last week, we were talking about fall colors and how all the watercolor, that's what we were talking about. The watercolor pens didn't come in fall colors. They're all
Right.
bright colors. I think that's what started the whole.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right, because I have so many bright ones, but I didn't have any really cool. And you know, you can blend some of those inks and get the color you want, and then fill your brush.
Or you can just buy the concentrated watercolor that you wanted.
Right.
In the first place. So, yep. This is how these things happen. This is how we get distracted.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Oh, look, a squirrel.
I tell you.
And they're like, oh, maybe we should have a show.
Oh dear, it's time to go to work here.
Yep, that's what exactly what happens. That would be better, actually. I think I'm getting the look that I want here with all these neutrals. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm getting there. Do need to cover up right down here with some more light. Kind of got this darker corner over here. That's what I was going for. And then light, and then kind of fading in, layering the colors of papers that kind of make it look like a gradient. This is my big plan. Let's see what people are talking about. Peggy's making Christmas ornaments. And Beck is into anything earth toned.
Oh yeah.
Nell is very excited about the water pens. She didn't want to ruin the one she had to find out if it worked or not. So it's a good thing you're experimenting for her.
Well, you know me. Just ask me, I'll try it.
Yep, it's true.
Shell knows that about me. I will just, you know, jump right in there.
She was taking apart her, as soon as I said that I wanted a dark permanent, but I wanted it to be like a Pentel pocket brush, she started taking apart her stuff. Like, I'm gonna find out. She'll do it. I think what I'm going to try to do with that, I'm going to try two different things. I'm going to try, oh, that's nice. Look at that nice gradient. Ooh. I know that my camera is too close. I really need to move my camera up. I need to make a new stand. I need to get my kid to help me make a new stand so that it's up for these shows.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's just too close. You can't really tell. Where yours seems further away, so the camera must be further away from your desk than mine is.
I've got it on one of those, what do you call those scissor arm things?
Oh, that you can move it up and down?
Yeah, I can move it up and down, but I also have, my zoom also should be working. I don't know why it isn't.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is my zoom doesn't seem to zoom out anymore.
It doesn't seem to work in this environment for some reason. I think it's the
it's the StreamYard probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you can get most of my canvas. It's just the whole thing is on the screen and that's all you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing we were thinking about that we wanted, if you guys know of any place that has these things, I would like, you see this little tool that I'm using? I would like a little silicone brush that's only maybe a third of the size and maybe one that's half of this size. Because sometimes you got smaller things you want to do. And I would just like to have a little, because I don't want to fill my brushes with medium. I like these silicone brushes, but they don't make them in a small enough size. So if you know of any manufacturer that's making them smaller,
Maybe even a kitchen thing, like
yeah.
a silicone. Yeah.
Well, see, because I've got some of the kitchen ones, honestly. I mean, this is a kitchen one, but it's
Yeah.
still big, you know?
Yeah, it's still too big. Maybe it's like maybe a silicone spatula made for children.
I think that's what those were.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were. Do I want that down there? Shall I come
I
back?
did have that one set of silicone tools for, I wonder if there's a flat one in there. I don't think there is. It was for like clay sculpting and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know where they are right now. Can't even find anything. I think I took them out of their little container because they were annoying me. I have a fork. That doesn't help. I don't know where they are right now, but they are like little silicone tipped tools in different shapes.
Oh.
And maybe there's a flat one in that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got the ones that are round, like this. I've got these, but I want a flat.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do I want now? What do I want to do now?
I just need a direct line to the manufacturer so I can tell them exactly what I want.
Yeah, and then they have to make it. They can't
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. What's so hard about that, right?
Why don't they make the pocket brush in anything but black? Come on, that's stupid.
It is not the brightest.
So let's see, what do I have that I can use? What do I want to do? Questions. Maybe a little finger painting. Maybe a little. I don't know. I didn't make a plan. I should have made a plan, but I didn't. It's just a mess in here. Everything's a mess. This is kind of the color I was thinking of, which is needs to be shaken.
Yeah.
Shaken, not stirred. Hello, Sherry. Haven't seen you in a while.
Hi, Sherry. Happy holidays. How's our partner?
What do I want? What do I want? What do I want?
How's the farmer doing?
Yeah,
Been doing a lot of farming down there.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll try some of these.
Black.
You also got some of this.
I like that.
Finish.
This.
New life. Not new life. Maybe enchanted. That's a pretty color.
Sounds pretty. Got a nice name.
Yeah, it's like a kind of a muted green color. I think it might be a little bit too dark though for what I was gonna do right now. I need to find my Trish McKinney stencils.
Oh, I love Trish McKinney stencils.
They're not right here. They're like somewhere else in this crazy world. I'm looking for a specific one. I should have thought of that before I started. Yeah. I think I want something organic, and there's nothing more organic than Trish McKinney stencils.
That's for sure. I think I want to repeat.
Wisteria
I
line.
don't know what I want.
Oh yeah, wisteria line.
What do I want?
Would be nice. And I don't remember what this one is, but I think it would work for what I wanted. Maybe. So Trish McKinney stencils are actually masks. And if you guys need another explanation of the difference, if anybody wants an explanation of the difference between mask and stencil, just say it in the comments and I'll explain it.
That's just not right. That's not the right blue. That's not gonna work. Those are not in my wheelhouse today. So let's look at that. Yeah, I like that. Thinking that's a better choice.
All right, let's try some of this. This action.
Donkey and chicken and dogs are great. Yeah. Dollar store makeup section. Really? You got something silicone?
In the makeup section.
Huh.
That's interesting.
All right. This I've got to see. Somebody needs to post a picture for me. That's some washi tape I made some time ago. All right, I don't think I'm going to use those. So we can set that aside. I like this one though.
What did I do with the other one? Oh, here it is. Boy.
Lots of good stuff on there. So let me just tear.
Let's leave it bright.
Let's see, I think I need that where.
Just neutral as I wanted. Maybe we'll get a little bit of this. A little bit of buff. Buffy, buff, buff. Calm that down a bit. I'm happy about the invention of this kind of a brush.
Oh yeah. Those are great.
Mm-hmm. Whoever invented that, they were smart.
So we might come back. I think I'm liking those right now, so I'm gonna start laying those down.
Still kind of bright. Down here, maybe a little bit of this jazz.
I got to be careful because that tissue will tear while it's still damp. If you're using napkins, you know, you got to think about that as you work with them.
Definitely. And a little bit of this too. Okay, that integrates quite well. I think I need to lighten it up there though. It's too dark now.
I'm doing both the back side of the paper and my board because some of these papers are a little bit thicker, and I'm actually going to spritz the back too so that it'll stick better. Have less air pockets there.
I don't think that's dark enough. In fact, I think that's light. Not what I intended at all.
And then I can just take a rag and clean off any excess. Get that situated right. That tissue paper is not going to cooperate. I can see it already.
Make it stop doing that.
Right.
Are we going to go pure white? Are we really going to do it? Are we going to go pure white? I think we are. And it's too darky.
Okay, so before I layer anything else on here and mess up my background, this is going to get set aside to dry. Okay.
Makes sense.
And so I will set those other papers aside that I'm going to use with that and move on to the next thing.
I really do need a dark color up here. I think I'm just going to go straight from the bottle. Start doing some fun mark making.
Now I could put some, we'll do that one as collage. We'll do this one as paint. And I've got some of my favorite green, which is this green gold.
Love it.
So Peggy says she got a brush like what Shell is using at the Dollar Tree. Okay, yeah,
right.
Those are brushes. What I'm looking for is a silicone one.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree does have those
Yeah.
fakey makeup-y brushy thingies.
Yeah. And I do have those from the Dollar Tree, and I do use them.
I got mine off of Amazon, and they came in a set, and I actually would have preferred the Dollar Tree situation because you get just one at a time in the size that you want, whereas the set that I bought does have some really small ones that are nice. I like this small one, but it also has one as big as this, which I don't use as often, and then the ones that I don't hardly use at all are these weird little ones that would be for eyebrows or something. I don't use those very often. So I think buying them at, my favorite one is probably, the favorite two that I have are these two, right? And if I could just buy those separately instead of getting them like I did in a set, I would probably be more useful. All right, I'm going to blot this a little bit because it seems a little dark. And I think I can blot up some of that acrylic ink and make an interesting piece of paper, probably, and also get it to dry a little bit. maybe blend some of it with my fingers for that layer of Marky Makin. The weird squiggles that I've been obsessed with. I really have. I was like, I just want to make that squiggly line over and over.
Well,
and over.
you know, right now, there's a lot of people that are obsessed with all of that mark making squiggle stuff, whether it be petroglyph type stuff or the, what do you call it? The, oh, now I'm losing my words. Asemic writing.
Oh yeah, there's that one chick that's doing the asemic writing, and that's like all she does.
Yeah.
She even made stencils out of it.
Yeah. And I think I ordered some of them. And I think they're pretty cool. But you know, I've always liked other languages and that sort of stuff. So I'm not surprised that I would be enthusiastic about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I bought Patty Talish's stamps and stencils when she first came out with them, were the petroglyph type stuff.
Yeah,
I remember
a lot.
I got some, I think it was KP or somebody, I got some of hers way back when. There were a number of companies that, you know, there were a lot of stamp companies that were doing things that were, you know, ancient ruins type stamps and that. And I always loved those.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was from Egypt or you know, the cliff dwellers, or, you know, there's just lots of cool stuff. Oh, that's a little bit much.
Well, you know, I like that kind of stuff. I live that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Do I like that? I don't know. I don't know if I do.
Oops. I think I want to blend a little something into that. What do I want to add?
I don't know.
How about,
Don't like that one. No. This one needs more organic.
I think that might be, how about some, that is not what I want. I think I'm going to need to dry that before I go to that, because they are opposites and they're going to cause a problem.
Darker.
While I've got this green out, I shouldn't have stacked those on top of each other. They're not going to dry like that very well. Let me get another brush. Let's add a little gold in here on this one.
Not like that. I don't know. I don't know. What am I making? I don't know. What are you making?
You're making art.
I'm trying to. I'm sure I'm feeling it though. Maybe. Maybe. I just heard a full-on kid scream. Right. Like, okay, kid, you made your point. All right, well, I'm just gonna have to glue stuff down, find out if I like it or not. I guess it's too late. Glue it now.
Okay, is this one dry yet? No, nothing's dry. Is anything ever dry when we do these shows?
No, it doesn't bother to dry. That would make it too easy. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Oh,
That's not dry.
actually, I think I like this one better here than that orange one. So let's start with that. Let's start with that. I'm happy with that. Ish.
Cindy
So
Bagley says she bought some silicone at Dollar Tree. All right, you really got me curious now.
yep, I think I'm gonna have to go there
Yeah.
and find out.
So that was my green gold. I think I don't want the blue. I want the. All right, maybe I didn't get it out. All right, I guess I will use this just because I don't have the other paint out. This is a phthalo blue.
I think that one's just too bright. I don't know. I wanted it really bright, though. It was my intention to have.
And I think I'll add some Titan Buff to my phthalo blue. Oops. Get another color, which is kind of a turquoisey blue. And I think I will use that as my ground here. I can paint right over that because I can come back and paint it again.
Like you do.
Like you do. And then get a little bitty sponge applicator. And start adding some polka dots into our background here.
You still need to have such pointy pointies. You know, I don't need pointy pointies. That's what I think.
Okay. Good with that. Now, get a little teeny tiny brush. I know I have them here somewhere. And I'm going to use some of that green gold again because I think our bird's going to have some green eyes. Because he's related to me, so he has green eyes.
Lay down. Don't argue. Just do what you're told.
Okay. Now I want to add a little bit of, don't have any. How about some Payne's Gray?
I like it. Payne's Gray is a good choice.
Well, then let's use it. Oh. I'm going to clean my brush out here. So I may need it again. And let's get his bill.
One more. I don't know. I do not know. It's centered back over here again. I guess I should see if anybody's talking. Yep. There are silicone makeup brushes at the dollar store and sets on Amazon. That's what she's saying.
Oh, we're going to have to find them.
Yeah. That could be exactly the thing that you wanted.
Could be. I think I should probably start getting some gesso onto those. Oh boy. Yeah, I just found out that's still wet.
Wet.
It's wet.
I think I need to ground this. Such interesting paper.
Might be dry enough now. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see, right?
Yep. Now, where's the rest of that piece of paper? There it is. I need it to go up. You need to go up, up, up. Up, 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 up. Come on, lay down. Don't give me a hard time, because I will take you out.
Ruh-roh.
Don't argue with me. Still wondering about that. I still think I want that.
All right. I'm going to throw in some surprise stuff. Not just yet. Let's see.
I want some more of that.
Now I've got this Duralide yellow and Pairoli orange and primary yellow. I don't think I want the yellow. I think I want to stick to the orange family here. Just saying. I was at the Tuesday morning, and they had these awesome We Are Memory Keeper glass mats. They're huge. They're like, what is it, 24 by 18?
Really?
Yeah, for $19.99.
Oh my gosh. I would have gone for that.
Yeah, well, I did. I did. It's right there. And it's great because now I've got a glass mat. I always wanted a white one to use for my palette. So now I've got a white glass palette right here on my desk that I can wipe up and use. Better shake these up. Shake, shake, shake.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your paint. Shake your paint. Oh.
Okay, Carla. I'll count on you to clue us in. Because you know I'm pretty clueless when it comes to stuff sometimes. Okay, so got my paint out, and I want a stiff brush.
I can't stay in frame.
I'm going to get a stencil brush, I think. I should get a smaller one. But I'm not, you know, because I like to live dangerously and make a mess.
Seems legit. Okay. Is everything down like it's supposed to be now? Okay, I think I'm done with collage. Now I think it's time for details, mark making, etc.
Etc., etc., etc.
etc. Let's get some of this.
Ooh, that might. I haven't watched King and I for a long time. I should probably watch that again.
You're not in very good shape, Mr. Brush.
I was talking to Carla the other day about music from, what was it? Music from Sound of Music.
The hills are alive.
That's the one.
With the sound of music. With the notes they have sung. 100 years. Why is this brush? This is my favorite brush. Why are you all gonked up?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, no, no. I think I've done it in. The water's not coming out.
No.
No. I
You have
don't
to
know if
soak
we can fix that valve either.
Time to soak it.
Yeah, I don't know if soaking will do it. But I'll try. Here's one that's working.
So I'm putting this on really thick.
I like the
I want,
tiny one. I want the tiny one.
I want my birdie to have fluffy feathers.
Fluffy, fluffy.
So I'm putting this paint on quite thick, and it's going to take a while to dry, as we know. Want some more of that.
I go to the hills.
Feathery look.
Heart is lonely. Now I've got that song in my head.
Uh-huh. Okay, so next up is I need to do the hat. So let's do that maybe. I should use some of this paint while I've got it out. And not waste.
Am I in the zone today or am I just not? That's a good question.
Yeah, they really don't make very many anymore, do they? I liked Les Miserables. That was
Very sad.
recent musical, right? But I don't mind going back and watching the old musicals either. There, you know, the thing about them is there were sad parts and there were happy parts, and you know they could lift you up and take you to another place. Not everybody likes musicals, though.
Oh, I like musicals. I was even in a lot of them when I was a kid.
I liked The King and I. It was fun. It was, shall we dance? Cha cha cha. Made me feel like dancing.
Always a good thing. down there.
All right, what did I do with my rag? I had one out here. Oh, there it is. Hi, Laura. Hi, Ingrid. Get a little of this in here. So glad to see my friends joining in. How are you, my friends? Hope you're having a good day. It's a little chilly here. So I guess it's a good thing I'm in the basement painting.
Probably better than being out in it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and these short days, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for December to get over so we've got some longer days again. Ugh. You know, the kids get out of school, and by the time I turn around and blink, it's already getting dark.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it either. And I don't appreciate waking up so freaking early for no reason. It's like, why am I waking up? Why? There's nothing to do. There's no place to go.
Okay, set that one aside. Whoa! Disaster. All right, let's see. Is this dry yet? I know it's not dry yet.
Why would it be dry? That would be silly.
I don't know. All right.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
That's not gonna. All right, let me just clean off my brush. And I was going to clean up my mess.
Clean? How dare you?
On occasion. On occasion. Okay, so keep losing my got all that paint. So it becomes the start of something else. Oops. Oh, you know what? When I was at Tuesday morning, I also picked up one of these creative diaries because I think I'm going to do one of these next year. I'm already thinking about my daily stuff. And they were like $11.99. They're usually like 20 some, I don't know, close to $30. But it's got daily pages, and I'm thinking I may just want to add some color to the background of those, since I've got it on my rag here. And not wasting paint. So as I work on pages, I will do some clean off on some of these things in here before I use the calendar part of it. And make it my own. Like so. So that's something I can do with my paints. And set this one aside to dry. And I can go back to this little thing. This is about the driest thing I've got right now. I know, right? There's that brown pencil. Jerry's Artorama.
Is it sanguine or is it the brown?
This is the brown.
The browny brown.
I used the brown to sketch that with, but yeah, I like the sanguine too.
Yeah.
So I am going to get
What am I doing?
I think I'm going to use some of those pencils to do this tree with. Just finished sketching out the rest of this trunk. And start adding some bark tones with these pencils.
How did you get there? You're not supposed to be there. That's rude.
Just
Yep. That's all I got.
Let's see. I also got, oh yeah, Shell was showing you these crayons last week, right?
Yeah, those are cool.
And I got these at Tuesday morning.
Oh, Tuesday morning had the King Arts?
Yeah, for $12.99.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
It's too bad our Tuesday morning closed.
So let me get this open. Add a little bit of that to my tree trunk. And see how the white does in this. See how the snow comes up from this. We get good coverage. Not bad. Well, our bird is still wet, wet, wet. Okay. And I'm going to
just don't know.
Feel that. So I'm going to take some matte medium and go over that lightly. Just seal it down.
I think we just need some of this color.
We'll let that dry. Imagine that. Another thing to dry.
You and your drying. What are we going to do about you?
I don't know. I need a lot of dry time, I guess. So, ruh-roh. My stuff here says low power. Whoa, I gotta plug it in. These pencils, are you talking about these pencils? I have a variety. This is a Conti Paris Sepia. And it's more like a chalk pencil. Smudgeable. These are the ones from Jerry's Artorama. And they're not really, they do move with water, but they're not really, where's my clean brush? Where's my clean brush? They do blend out with water, but they don't move as much as like the Stabilo, which is this one. Like if you put down your Stabilo all, it's going to move much more. But the ones from Jerry's come in 4 different colors. You can get it. Let's see. This is the chalk. Oh, what have I got? And the Stabilo, you can get in other colors too. Like this is a blue Stabilo. So I mean, you can get color Stabilo.
Yeah, these are made by Stabilo also, and they come in a lot of colors. This is the Woodies, Stabilo Woodies, which also have the same property to blend.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very much blend. What happened to my one that's actually working? Is it this one?
So there's lots of them to try, and sometimes if you go to the art store, they'll let you test out different things, or there's somebody there that's knowledgeable that can talk to you about the different pens and pencils and things. There's the white, there's the sepia, there's the brown, and there's a black here somewhere. in this big chunky one from Jerry's. And I like them because sometimes you don't necessarily want as black a line as you get with the Stabilo.
Yeah, the ones from Jerry's, they are impregnated charcoal, so it's a different thing than the Stabilo. But
Yeah.
and they're fat and they're chunky and they're fun to play with. So you just kind of have to
Play around.
play around.
Right? Play around.
I think we're just about done.
Already?
Yeah. Not sure what I made. Had fun though.
I'm not anywhere near done. Let's see. I wanted a red. I think I'll just do a paint pen. Because I think what I want is a bird up here on my branch.
Orange up here too.
And let's make him a cardinal. It's winter, right? Let's make him a cardinal.
Seems like a good plan.
And where's my black? So cardinals have this kind of mask around their bill in black. And they have a big fat bill because they do the seeds like the sunflower seeds and crack them with their bill. So let me get that. And then we'll get him shaped out here on the branch.
I don't know. What is it? I don't.
Need to come back and fix that, but it's got to dry. But what I wanted to do, what I wanted to show you, and I wanted to do it on both of these, is I had a product which is liquid applique.
Oh yeah, I used to use that stuff.
Yeah.
A long time ago, yeah.
And it makes great snow. So if you're making winter scene type stuff, this is a good thing to use.
I better stop. I better just stop. You know, sometimes you just gotta stop.
Sometimes you have to take a breather. That's right. So I want to put some icicles and green stuff on here too, but I'm going to let this dry down. You can dry it with a heat tool, but what happens when you dry it with a heat tool is it kind of puffs up a little bit. Let me show you what happens.
Oh yeah, it definitely puffs up.
I don't know if you guys can see how it's starting to puff a little bit as it dries. I'll show you the difference here. This is where it's dried with a heat tool, and this is where it's still wet. So I was going to put some of that on my bird's fluff here too. I think, what color is this? I'm going a little bit darker tone than that. So I'm going to add a little bit to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to paint out his hat. Because what I want is the fur on the hat is going to have that liquid applique on it too, which will give it that furry effect. Not just snow, it's good for multiple purposes. This is going to need a lot more work. You know, I'm going to have to do some line work and that kind of stuff. I'll probably use some pop pens, our favorite, to do that with. Do some shadows and all that kind of stuff. But I think I want to dilute a little bit of this with my water brush. Just come in.
Peggy, I don't know. I think it's an escape to somewhere nicer. So I don't think anything's going to come out. I think I'm going to go in. I'm doing this pin. Just want to make a little teeny tiny curl.
So the legs might be dry enough now that I can kind of start with some of that.
Just wish this pen came in brown. Why doesn't it come in brown? Why?
Because we haven't invented it yet.
Well, they need to start because I need it to be, because this brown's just, I mean, this black is just a little bit too dark.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, but
It's not what you wanted.
no. But the dropper tip with my sepia works pretty well, but that doesn't make these like little super fine ones that I want.
Yeah.
Take this.
Let's see. What else was I doing here? Gonna take a while. Gonna take a while. So I just kind of don't think this is the right pen for that. Maybe just a liner brush with some black. That's Payne's Gray. You get a little black. Tulip this down a little bit and thin it out.
Well, that's not too bad.
Oh, I know what I've got that'll work for that. Duh! We just had it out here. We were just working with it. Where is my Pentel brush pen? There we go. Now we're talking. This is what I want for that uneven line work, where I just want to hold it at the end and kind of, you know, make jaggedy feather looking stuff here. This is perfect pen for that.
Yep. It makes thin and thin, thick and thin, which is what I love about it and why I want it in other colors.
Right.
If they would just make it.
Just make it. That's
Just
all we
make
want.
it. Jerks, why aren't you making it? All right, I think I'm done, and I think our time is up.
Is it up? Did I run over as usual?
It is 10:59 my time, which means you have 1 minute.
Which means I'm not going to get done as usual.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So what my intention is to come back in here with some of that liquid applique and make my little fuzzy stuff.
So much paper. What to do?
And
1,000 million papers.
so I've got this bird I've got to finish. I've got this little birdie I've got to finish. I've got this background that I didn't do a thing with other than make a background. I've got this abstract that I started. And I probably need to use up some of the blue paint that's over here on my desk to go around that. And then I've got the other paper pieced one that's still drying. Ugh. That's the problem with paper piecing. It takes a long time to dry. So I will do something abstract on top of this, but it's got a long ways to go. But I like the background. It's kind of a patchwork quilt thing. So that's where I am.
I have lots of things in progress. I just did one thing, but I did it all the way through.
Well, but there's no way I could get any of these all the way through because they take so much time to dry.
Yeah.
That's my problem. And I'm sticking to it. But we did have some fun today with you guys.
I guess I should sign it.
Yeah. So I need to put some of this fluffy stuff on my hat.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Don't forget to thumbs up, leave a comment or a question if you want to. Yeah, I think there's probably people here we didn't say hi to. Ingrid and Mika.
Well, we're sure glad you guys came to play with us today. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself, as you can tell, because I'm still playing. And I will probably be playing all afternoon now as I continue to get these things finished. But, you know, that's what it's all about, is making some art, making you smile, and having a good time.
Yep.
So thanks for being with us.
Yes. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.